We know each other. He's a friend from work.
Hell yes, I get to ride the dragon.
What the hell's wrong with you people?
I know Kung Fu.
Tank, you want to switch? You want to switch?
No, I'm good. I got it.
Stay down.
I could do this all day.
If you had to transform into one mythical creature and then get married to a different mythical creature.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Maximum effort.
How about a magic trick?
HR.
Not an animal.
HR. Is HR.
Somebody call HR down here.
That man is playing Galaga.
Welcome to the Nerds from Work, your weekly escape into the world of geeks, nerds, and people that choke and die on lemon cake. Naru, tell them how that feels.
Really?
Oh, God. I had no idea how you were going to get into the episode. That's
I'm
so
just saying.
perfect.
It happens. Read a
Up
book.
yours, Jason. Up yours.
People choke and die on lemon cake, and they have a special place in the afterlife. If you guys missed that, then I'm sure that we're going to have some kind of skit up on Instagram and all over our social medias.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, be sure to check out our social medias. Be sure to check us out on patreon.com/thenerdsfromwork and thenerdsfromwork.com. All of our little clips are going to be up there. And don't forget, guys, hey, we're going live next month. So
Yeah.
you guys hang out with us.
Okay,
You get to join us. You get to join in all these lemon cake gags, and maybe we can make Naru laugh just enough to kill him. So who knows? Who knows?
You don't know what's we don't know we don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be great.
Shit. We might party naked.
I got to go check and see. If
I'm not wearing pants right now.
That's true. The world may never know. It's like a Tootsie Pop commercial. So, yeah, guys. Brandon's out this week enjoying my favorite shit, Gundam. But, Brandon, you don't listen to the show, fuck you. Okay? So why don't we just jump into it? Tank, what have you been up to this week, dude?
Yeah, so I've been doing a couple things. I caught up on Deadly Class, which is dope.
Woo!
If you're not caught up on that, once you get caught up to episode 5, go check out our pre-show on it because it was a lot of fun. I didn't realize I didn't see any like commercials or anything for it, but the Dragon Prince season 2 dropped this week, which is the animation. The Dragon Prince. It's the animated show done by the guys who did The Last Airbender on Nickelodeon. Okay. And it's like 9 episodes. They're like 23 minutes apiece. You can crank it out in one day, but it's a great. I thoroughly enjoyed season 1. Season 2 was just as good. The animation's beautiful. It's a little bit different. The animation is a little bit different than what a lot of like normal cartoons are, but it's beautiful. The characters are fun. It's got some like magic and elves and dragons, and I don't know. I just enjoyed the hell out of it. And like I said, it's like one day to watch the whole season. So yeah, it's been fun. That's pretty much it. I've still been drawing, so I've been uploading stuff to my Instagram.
Yeah, and I noticed that you removed your actual face from your social media, and now it's just an eyeball you drew.
Yeah, it's a dope-ass eyeball, isn't it?
Been meaning to talk to you about this, man.
Yeah.
That's like the Eye of Sauron.
Yeah.
Right? Like fucking Lord of the Rings.
It's always watching, man.
That's not helping, Jason. Like, if you're trying to get him to change it, that's.
I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. Are you kidding me? I read Lord of the Rings when I was like 10. It's like one of my favorite. That's like one of the fantasy books that got me into fantasy.
You're literally better off telling him it's like a.
What if I said it's like a chocolate starfish? What if I said that? Your social media stuff just looks like a chocolate starfish.
Well, you can tell me that, but I don't believe you. So
Fred Durst, we're gonna go ahead and pass to Naru now.
What have I been doing? Seriously, playing video games and trying to catch up. Cause it's funny, I got everybody I know hyped up on all these new shows, and I realized after a while I was busy hyping them without watching them. So I went back and started watching.
Which shows are you hyping up?
Umbrella Academy. Actually, I was talking about that to a lot of people when it started.
I haven't watched it yet. I need to watch it.
I was trying to decide if I want to watch that or watch Doom Patrol, and I put a thing up on one of my social media accounts asking which people were going to start watching. Then I realized every time I thought of how Cyborg looks in all the previous all the promo material, I'm like, I'm gonna go do Umbrella Academy, and I gotta say, I'm super impressed with the guy playing number 5. Like, I mean, in the comic books, he's quite a badass character, but the kid who plays him in the show, I'm of the opinion, and many people online seem to think this, that guy should be cast as Damian Wayne anytime they ever do Damian Wayne on screen, because he is pretty impressive.
He's dark.
He's just the right amount of dark with a touch of humor and wry, like just I can barely put up with you idiots who are supposed to be older than me type, thing. Because he plays the old
But
soul in a young body so well.
Yeah, he's a very old soul.
Yeah. He look, I could. It's too bad he's that tall though. Like I wish he was like a little runt of a guy. Oh man, yeah. That I would definitely pay to see him as Damian Wayne for sure. Yeah,
Nice.
But other than that, man, I started watching Doom Patrol last night. I like what I've seen. Can we just keep Cyborg away from me? Like I can't. if I can get a heads up on when he shows up, so I can kind of brace myself. You know what I'm saying? Because like that whole costume looks.
Like I don't even know like the chest rig and like the arms and all that. Like okay, I can get past that. Just in the pictures I've seen, just the headgear.
Yeah,
it's so bad.
Like why did they have to make it so big? They could have just made it almost skin.
No, fuck that.
Or something.
Like you've changed everything else. Like you've changed everything else. Why can't he just be a fucking Terminator? Like, oh, he's got skin and then just a little bit of his eye right here. Doesn't even have to be the whole fucking headpiece. Just Terminator style, right?
Good
like
point.
just Terminator.
Good point.
You've changed everything else in this universe. Come on. You're gonna make him look like a fucking Duplo character? Just like click click.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm watching Doom Patrol with trepidation. I really like what I've seen so far though of Doom Patrol. I got to say, like everything else I've seen, that first episode drew me in. So I'm like, okay, cool. Let's see how this plays out. So I'll continue it tonight after we finish taping this.
So Doom Patrol, I did not start watching because their portrayal in Titans, it was before, it was when they announced they were getting their own show. I was like, yeah, I'm not watching that. Because I didn't like them in Titans. Like, I don't like the goofy, like fun. I'm not into that. But what I am into is Umbrella Academy. I'm super into Umbrella Academy right now. Well,
I gotta say, it didn't like. Okay, first thing I noticed, I'm like, let's see what tone they're setting, and it's kind of dark. Like Doom Patrol. I mean, it's in the name, right? Doom. So it's kind of dark, and I was pretty surprised. Like, there's the opening, sequence talks about how, hey, listen, in such and such place, there's a white ass bouncing up and down. I'm like, say what now? And they move on, and they show you 3 or 4 asses. They say, not that one, not that one, not that one, that one. I'm like, okay. And, basically there's a guy humping the girl. I'm like, okay. Doom Patrol is trying to make a statement here. We're not a goofy show.
I will say that's the one thing that Deadly Class is missing is just a little bit of nudity.
No, see, Deadly Class is on Sci-Fi. It can't.
I understand, but I'm saying, like, if Deadly Class was done by, like, Netflix or somebody, and they could do just a little bit, it doesn't need a ton.
You don't need nudity. I think they need.
Why do they need nudity?
They don't need nudity. What they need is that bit of graphic, like, content, not just language, but like, it's hard to explain. Like, I want the gore, if that makes sense. Like, it
could be more, yeah.
Yeah, you're an assassin school. I heard a great thing today, and it made me laugh, made me giggle. You cannot tourniquet the taint. So think about that for a second. Just think about that. Like, think about the skill that has to go into that. And that's true. You can't put a tourniquet on a taint. So, but yeah, so I'm super into Umbrella Academy. And I watched one episode.
Wow.
No. So there's a reason for it. I watched one episode and I was so into it. I immediately stopped. I text Travis Jones and I was like, dude, are you watching Umbrella Academy? He was like, oh, fuck yeah. And whatever, like, Kentucky massive accent he does. Fuck yeah, bro. So I was like, what episode are you on? He was like, 1. I was like, I have an idea. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to break it down episode by episode. And we're doing our first one tomorrow, which I've been fucking gnawing at the bone for this because I want to just watch episode 2 real bad. But so we're going to do a breakdown and we're going to start breaking down episode by episode. But we don't want to be surprised or lead into like, we want to like hold that excitement. And yes, it's a bingeable series, but it's just like prolonging it for us, I guess. But it's also getting multiple views and angles, and we'll probably do that live on his channel, but then we'll load that to the Nerds from Work so you guys can hear it. Don't worry, Tank. There's going to be no editing involved.
I'm sitting here wondering. It's like all I hear is work for Tank. That's all I hear.
No editing, just upload. Which I'll probably just upload it. So yeah, I've been gnawing at that. I've been reading a new book by Jack Carr. So that's good. Not a comic book.
Hey, did you ever read Bloody Rose by Nicholas Eames?
Yes.
Was it good?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going out of town this weekend, and I think I'm gonna buy it and read it this weekend.
Okay, first of all, I'm a little disappointed that you're, 1, haven't read it. 2, you're saying it on the show, which he may, who knows, watch.
I mean, look, I was a massive fan of Kings of the Wild. I want to read Bloody Rose. I just never got around to it. So
that's fine. That's fine.
I got a free weekend coming up.
Hey, yo, dude, I'm just saying.
Just saying. And I was gonna say, yeah, banking off what Naru said, I was gonna say, dude, you can just borrow mine, but Nick Eames, we're gonna make him buy his own. So
yeah,
don't worry about it.
Buy yours. I bought mine. You go buy yours.
But yeah, man. I've been reading actual books. It's written by a Navy SEAL, so I've been, doing that. I'm actually digging it because it's all the proper protocol for the teams and stuff. So like, I'm like, okay, this is actually like in the Marine Corps in my teams, like this is how we got down. Like it's more realistic because he's lived that experience. It's not just somebody make believing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So reading this, and I've been doing a lot of studying on authors and writing and stuff like that, and just to help me with my book. So getting creative juices flowing and pissing on everything.
I finally finished the first third of my book. I forgot to mention. So
yeah,
so I'm officially a third of the way through. Story wise, I don't know what it's going to look like in the
How do you know you're a third of the way?
Because I have the whole story outlined. I don't know how many chapters it's going to be.
So you've gone through a third of the outline.
Correct.
Okay, just
story wise.
So I was listening to an Brad Thor. Have you guys ever been through an airport and seen a book that said Brad Thor on it? That's his real name. Yeah, that's how somebody was explaining him. They're like, yeah. Everyone should know you. If you've ever went through the airport, he's got about 10 books in there.
Nice.
And I was like, yeah, that is true. Like the airport really is one of the only places you find books now.
What's his face?
Probably. No, Brad Thor's pretty much on top. But anyway, he was talking about he doesn't actually outline anything.
Oh, that's crazy.
He just goes straight, and I don't outline either. I thought that was bad. But he was saying if it's a surprise, if you want it to be a surprise and not like, for him at least, if you want the reader to be surprised, then you also have to be surprised. And some of his best work has come from him writing himself into a corner. And then he's like, oh gosh, how am I going to do this? And it's like, I can't go back. Like I can't change it. So how do I do this? And then he has to figure out how. And then I was like, what? Brad Thor has been on the #1 New York best time New York, whatever.
New York Times bestseller list.
Yes, thank you, Tank, for the words that I know not how to say. So yeah, he's been on there. Like I think he said he's written 18 books. I think he's been on there like 8 or 9 times.
Wow.
So he knows what he's talking about.
Sure.
More than us, but
right.
Yeah, so
I couldn't imagine. I mean, I will say my outline's not a hard, fast rule, but to not know what's coming up, I don't think I could do that.
It's a guide.
That's crazy talk.
It's a
Yeah.
guide. I've actually like written, like when I started, one time I was writing a book, I didn't know about outlines. So I just started writing and I was like listening to the guys talk as I wrote, like, okay, so what are you saying? What's this person going to say? And what's that going to do? What's that? And I just kept going. And I think I wrote the first 2 chapters. My brother read it. It's like, dude, finish this. Like, come on. I want to know what's going on. I'm like, I want to know too. And then my computer blew up. It's kind of just boom. I lost all that. So I never wrote again.
That's crazy talk.
Yeah.
You get excited about it. Like when you write with no outline, you get excited to write because you want to figure it out. You're like, oh gosh, how is this happening?
See, I have the same feeling, but mine is because I just have mine's it's just bullet points, right? So like mine is how do I make this into a story? Because it's like, fight in cave, but then it's a whole paragraph of this massive balls out fight that I have to write. Like that's what gets me excited,
Well, and see if I were doing the same thing, right, for my book, like, okay, fight in cave, that's where my mind might go, okay, so from here we're going into this cave where these people already are, like I know that, so let's just start this fight right now. Like what leads up to this fight, what's going on, what's being said, what's the feelings, what's around them, because it's an environmental type thing. So it's like, okay, oh shit, this is deep. And it's like, and it's also bad because it could lead into a run-on where you only want the fight to be 1 paragraph. Mine might turn out to be 10 paragraphs.
Right.
Or I might get halfway through the paragraph and be done with the fight and be like, oh, well, that was fucking short. Like,
yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Must be a Wing Chun purchase.
Right, an Indiana Jones type ending. Ah!
Yeah.
Yeah. Right? Oh, man. Okay, so that was a rabbit hole about author stuff. Hey, good for us, though. I feel like all of us are making leaps and bounds. Yay, little girl that asked us during Dragon Con, do we read books without pictures? Yeah. No, that was Atlanta Comic-Con. I'll get my cons correct soon, but
I won't.
Yes, we do.
It was
anyway,
a con in Atlanta. That's all I know.
They all blend together after 2. We're such veterans.
Wow, way to throw me under the bus.
Wow, dude. Okay, a little bit of news before we get into our topic. This week, The Punisher and Jessica Jones were both canceled. I think it was something that we all knew was going to happen.
I thought.
What's up?
Sorry, I totally cut you off. That wasn't what I was trying to do. I thought Jessica Jones had already filmed or was filming their next season, and they weren't going to cut her until after her season aired. So that was a little bit of a surprise to me.
Actually, what happened with that was kind of weird because I guess it was them being considerate because rather than keep the cast guessing and all the people working guessing, they decided to listen. We might as well let them know now because right now the cast are free because of that because they can just pretty much start fielding, pilots and other shows that are being pitched to them. But if there was any chance that the show would still go on,
Well, I thought they had already been shooting the next season of Jessica Jones.
Oh, they're done. They're done. They're done shooting it. It's done. That part's done. It's pretty much they're done shooting. All the cast are going to do between now and when it shows up is, I guess, pretty much press. Just press and publicity.
So are they still releasing the next season of Jessica Jones?
Yeah, season 3 is coming out. After
I thought they weren't releasing season 3.
No, they are. It's
okay,
done. It's in the can. I mean, why not? Right?
I got it. Okay, that makes sense then, if that's the case.
So I think we all knew that Marvel would be slowly taking it away. We've covered it in a full episode saying where we think Marvel is headed. I think that the Jessica Jones did not take me by surprise. Like I knew that one just as much as Luke Cage, just as much as Iron Fist, just as much as Daredevil. The one that caught me by surprise, I thought they would try to hang on to the Punisher as long as they could and kind of ride that gravy train.
I thought so too. I mean, because it was kind of in the same world but a little separate. So you figured it had a chance, right? Like maybe.
And it was gaining fans that the other ones weren't because it wasn't so outrageous.
Right.
There's no
wasn't-
powers.
Yeah, no superpowers, no suit really. Like he was just a badass dude doing badass things. And like there are people at my office who do not watch any superhero stuff. I'm like, what are you up to this weekend? Oh man, I watched all of The Punisher on Netflix. It's great. You should watch it. What? You don't like superheroes? Oh no, he's not a superhero. He's just true and he's blah blah blah. Okay, whatever. But yeah, so I kind of thought that Netflix would ride that gravy train for a little longer, but it makes sense. But there was a letter that was released, basically stating like, nothing's ever gone, and that was from who wrote that, Maru?
One of the higher ups at
Marvel TV, right?
At Marvel,
Yeah.
I can't remember his name right now.
So it was one of the higher ups, and he wrote that and put the picture of all 5 characters. So it's not saying, hey, we're bringing them back, but it was pretty much a wink, wink, nudge, nudge, look for them to show up somewhere else.
Because I think, didn't Hulu make some like side comment like, we'll take them kind of thing?
It was Jeff Loeb. Yeah.
Marvel TV, so Jeff Loeb said it. Hulu said that, we'll take them. I don't think that Disney is going to let that happen.
No, they have their own streaming service coming out.
Yeah, they're coming out with their own streaming service, and I think it's
Disney owns Hulu.
Disney?
Yeah, but all of them, they own
Disney effectively owns Hulu.
They don't own all of Hulu. They own a share of Hulu.
But effectively, that's what I'm saying.
They own 25%. But anyway.
Oh, is it 25%?
Their own streaming service, and then from there, all the Marvel things are going to be on there. So I really think that's where it's going. But we all knew that it was going to end eventually.
I say they should let Hulu have Punisher because there's no way Disney's putting the Punisher on anything else they own.
Well, not on the TV side, but Disney has said that Deadpool will stay rated R. Now, movie versus TV.
Yeah, that's movies. So, I mean.
But that opens the door, though, right? Like, okay, well, they are open to doing mature content.
No, they've said that they are. I mean, Disney's always done mature content.
All of the Netflix, all of the Marvel Netflix things are more mature. Okay, except Iron Fist. They're all more mature.
Blow.
But I think they all have their place. Yes, I completely agree. I think that they should let it go to Hulu because Hulu would not drop the ball.
Yeah.
I feel like Disney might turn the volume down on these, but it's not ours, and Disney hasn't let us down yet with Marvel movies. They're all right here. Not here. They're here.
Movies.
But they stay here.
Movies, you're correct, but they did give us Inhumans.
Did you have to?
Now, was that Disney or was that Fox that gave us
ABC, right? And Disney owns ABC, right?
True. That was ABC, not Fox.
Actually, that was Marvel Television. Let's just leave right there with Ike Perlmutter. Yeah.
Okay.
Ugh. Okay. Yeah, you're right. If they fuck up the Netflix Marvel like they did the Inhumans, I've lost all respect for Marvel TV.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
But let's get out of there and let's go to terrible CG, or actually let's go to good CGI. Avoid that terrible Inhumans hair CGI that Naru loved so much. Shake your head, Naru. It's okay.
I'm trying to shake the image. You're putting it. You're causing me some trauma here, dude.
Just imagine orange hair, not red hair, orange hair that just like forms a hand and like went around somebody, but the hand was totally not realistic and totally CGI.
And they knew they couldn't keep it up, so they just had her hair cut. I'm like, really?
Yes, they had to cut the budget, cut her hair. Duh.
Like that was an illustration of what was going on if I ever saw one.
So let's actually get into this. And this week we're going to be talking about cartoons from whenever, 90s, before really, that is now getting a reboot.
It's on a roll tonight, guys.
Getting a reboot,
remake.
Thanks, Rue. They're remaking them as live action movies. Thanks, Rue. Hey, you know what? Since you're already on a roll, Rue, why don't you go ahead and give us a few movies that they've already done this with?
Before I even do that, real quick. Out of the ones that you know of, which did you like? If you've seen any of them.
The CGI in the Jungle Book was really cool.
Okay.
Beauty and the Beast all day.
Beauty and Beast they did an
was
amazing job with Beauty and the Beast.
They did an amazing job. That's probably the one that made me think, okay, this could work.
This could work, right?
Yeah, this could work. The Jungle Book was also pretty good. I think, in all honesty, if you look back at what the thing that Disney's made a name for is the fact that they just know how to reinvent themselves for each generation. It doesn't matter what generation it is. They have a plan. Whatever new technology comes out, they're on top of it. Whatever new thing is out there, a new way to tell the same old stories, they're on top of it. So they've gone from the old paper drawn to the CGI to eventually doing that through subsidiaries. And then now they're looking at live action as the best way to introduce the new generations into CGI, but also to the stories. Like, okay, this is how we can tell the most amazing stories we've ever told. Basically the same old shit.
In a new way, right?
And they're planning like 20 plus movies.
But
I'll tell you this, the most interesting thing out of the bunch is not even that they're doing the same old stuff. It's some of the more abstract way they're looking at. Like, they're thinking of doing stuff like you know the Fantasia, the Mickey Mouse Fantasia cartoon?
Yes.
The big demon character in there, Chernobog.
Okay.
They're making a movie for that guy. I'm like, say what now?
Wow.
Like, Disney's doing a demon movie?
Well, they tried to do Maleficent. I never saw it, but I heard it didn't do very well.
Yeah, I didn't see that either. I mean,
well,
I love me some Angelina Jolie on a good day, but no.
I think that, yes, they're reinventing it for each generation. But I will say, as a kid that grew up and watched all these cartoons, I still think they're amazing. And they got my money for the same freaking movies, right? Christopher Robin. I just went and saw that one.
Yeah, you told me that one was really good. I never got to see it.
Christopher Robin was surprisingly good.
It was so good. Like, you know, Winnie the Pooh is what you think, and it's like, this dumb bear, blah, blah, blah.
And it's a whole new story.
Yeah, you get there, and Christopher Robin is a war hero, and, like, he lost his family, and, like, super dark. And I was just like, oh, gosh, I brought my kids to this movie. Like, ugh. But then, like, there's super deep lessons to be learned, and it looks beautiful. Like, the whole movie looks good. And, yeah, Beauty and the Beast, I'll keep saying it. That movie looked amazing.
For the ones that are coming out, I've seen a little bit of Dumbo, and I'm like, okay, this looks really interesting because they're doing Dumbo, man. It's a flying elephant. That's like a drunk.
Tim Burton is doing Dumbo, which makes that.
Thank you. Yeah. Tim Burton is doing it, which makes you stop and go, okay. I mean, there's some of them I thought I'd never see until I heard who was directing. So Tim Burton doing Dumbo is one. Guy Ritchie doing Aladdin is probably the only reason outside of Will Smith I'm seeing that movie at all. No matter what the kids say. The Lion King, Jon Favreau is directing The Lion King.
So I wanna stop on The Lion King for a second.
Okay.
So all these other movies, right? They have human actors. Like even the Jungle Book
had one. He's the only real thing in that whole movie.
But if you watch the movie, the movie hold up, we're confusing too many. I forgot. There's two Jungle Book movies.
The Jon Favreau one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot they did that other one too.
So there's still humans in it. The Lion King will have 0 humans in it.
But it's live action. That's why I keep using air quotes for live action.
Well, it's
for our
live
podcast
action,
listeners.
Right? But I think that is a huge, huge push for what they can do, because it's easy to hide the Beauty and the Beast, right? Like, they're all the humans and everything, and you know, the Beast is just one part of it.
Beast and all the
like the candlestick and all that.
Yeah.
But it's very small, right? Like off to the side, or like, you know, here and there. but they also aren't the entire movie, right? The movie is really Emma Watson.
Yeah.
Let's be real. So all these other movies, Aladdin, right? Yes, we have Genie, who's Will Smith, blah blah blah, but it's Will Smith blue.
Right.
Okay, like,
and that's what prompted this whole conversation is the pictures of Aladdin, because the very first EW poster, the EW cover they did, he wasn't blue, and so I thought they weren't going to make him blue. I thought they were just, because it was just going to be Will Smith, and I was like, okay, that's a cool take on it. But then now he's blue and the bottom half of him CGI. So I was like, okay, well, do we like it? Do we not like it? And then, of course, it branches into all of this new live action stuff. So.
Yeah, and I know I posted the picture, and Charles McFall, the Rock God of Pop, was like, how do you make that dumb mistake releasing your unfinished CGI ahead of time? Because you can see, it looks like his head is just floating above the body. That whole, it takes you out of that moment a little bit. I mean, I see where they want to go, and I imagine by the time they release it, it's going to be finished, and it's going to look great. In terms of the CGI stitching, is going to look good.
Right.
I just think they probably should have held on to that for a little bit longer. Like, there's just no need to release that information now. Hey, we got Avengers coming, dude. We don't need this. Like, let's focus on other things.
Right.
We'll be here. The audience is not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was no need to do it. So, I don't know. Let's see how that plays out.
What are your thoughts on cartoons going live action?
So if anime is,
oh gosh, dude, are we doing anime again?
Yes.
Yeah, I was about
literally every episode you've gone something anime.
Dude, I'm wearing a Naruto shirt.
In every episode, you go up against him for it.
My boy Kakashi. So but actually this is a bad thing. If anime is anything to go by, cartoon to live action is terrible. Dragon Ball Evolution.
True.
M. Night Shyamalan's The Last Airbender.
True.
I had one more and I lost it.
Bleach wasn't that good.
Bleach wasn't good, but it wasn't terrible.
Full
Metal Alchemist was okay.
They got different problems though, right? Like, they all were bad for different reasons.
Correct. But like as a whole, versus Disney, who's taken these like beloved children's animated movies and turning them into these live action, like I said, Beauty and the Beast, Jungle Book, the everything most of what we're seeing from what? Dumbo looks fun, weird. Just I don't know.
It looks cool.
The original Dumbo.
It looks Tim Burton.
Fucked up.
It looks Tim Burton-ish.
Yeah.
Yes. It absolutely. It's 100%. But yeah. But I'm excited for Aladdin's my favorite Disney movie. I'm excited to see, and they have the Pink Power Ranger, who I had a crush on, the original Pink Power Ranger, and so this new name.
So they got you. Yeah, they definitely.
Right. So I'm down, and so and everything they've been doing is. Has been good. Like, it's, in Disney we trust, right? Almost pretty much everything they put out on some level is decent.
Okay, now that statement right there captures what I think. In Disney we trust. Disney knows how to get this stuff done. Plus, Disney is one thing. It's one group. All this stuff coming out of Disney is Disney, versus with anime, where you had so many different groups and productions and qualities of skill sets going into this stuff. It wasn't like it was one central group that has a track record here trying to make this work. So that was one reason why anime just sucked. Almost everything sucked. But with Disney, it's the Mouse House. They know how to tell a good story.
Yep.
And they know how to, and they also have expertise. And that's another thing. We have no idea where there's bleed over in the talent from. Like, Disney owns Pixar, so how much of that
and stuff? They own the Star Wars people. What's
Lucasfilm?
LucasArts.
Yeah.
There was Lucasfilm. So how much?
Their CGI department is called something different, but yeah.
Pretty much. So where? Oh, right. Yeah. So where is the talent bleeding over and going to make this a success? They'll bring the best of the best to make it happen at some point, somehow, some way. But at the same time, I think in some of these stories, what they're doing, it's the stories they're telling that are more interesting for me. Like, are they going to just tell the same story again? If they do that, it's boring. And one more thing. Disney is not going to be hampered in doing stuff like, the Jungle Book by the typical cost of doing all these big CGI movies. There's no real big cost of salaries, to all these famous actors. There's no Robert Downey Jr. to pay $50 million. So the
No,
budget.
but you're still paying Homeboy to do the voice of Mufasa. I mean, yeah, voice acting versus on camera acting can be cheaper.
You're not paying him $50 million to do that.
No,
The point I'm
but
making is
you're having
if you have $200 million to do a Marvel movie versus doing a Disney movie, a lot more of that can go
Fair.
into proper CGI.
Fair.
So I don't expect technically there to be any issues. What I'm concerned about is, are they going to tell a good story? I really liked Andy Serkis's take on the Jungle Book. It was a whole new story told from a whole new perspective. And I'm like, wow, if Disney can do stuff like that and not just try to tell us the same exact story, then they'll make more money. Because at the end of the day, hey, I know my kids may like it, but I'm the one paying. Right. So if I think it's just going to be the same old stuff, I'll just wait till it comes out, on Blu-ray or something and see it then. But if I think it's going to be a whole new take, something fresh, yeah, I'll go see it. So I think they should focus on telling the best story possible, not just telling the same story.
Industrial Light and Magic, ILM. That's what.
Yes.
So
name ever. But yeah.
My theory. You guys are all gonna hate me for this. As much as I liked Beauty and the Beast, as much as I like all of these things, right? Give me a new fucking story. Like, just don't give me a change on the same fucking Jungle Book.
I don't disagree with that.
Something else. Like, don't give me Beauty and the Beast Part 2. Give me something else. Like, create a new fucking story. I'm tired of the same old shit. Like, and like Naru said, I'm the one paying, right? You are not pushing me to go pay to take my children to take these things, to see these movies. Christopher Robin, that is a completely new story.
Yeah.
It's still Winnie the Pooh, but it was completely different. Mary Poppins, completely new story.
I thought it was a new. I thought it was a complete. I thought it was the exact same movie as the first time. They just redid it with the children of the children.
Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
No, it was the children grew up,
right,
and they were in their father's house, and now his parents are dead. His wife passed away. Like, it's really like Disney is going very dark with some of these movies.
Well, it wouldn't be a Disney movie if the parents weren't dead.
True. Actually, First Mary Poppins' parents were not dead.
Okay, but you said his whole family was, right?
His wife dies. Both parents die. His sister was there. And
it's not a Disney movie.
Adults. So okay, so the first Mary Poppins. Gosh, now see, like, I watched Mary Poppins as a kid. Fuck it. First Mary Poppins, the kids were not allowed to play. They weren't allowed to do any of these things. In this one, the kids had to be the adults. Not that they weren't allowed to play, but their dad was so worried about the death of his wife that the kids had to take care of themselves. So it's not like in the original, the dad was just a hard ass. In this one, the dad is just like absent-minded.
Okay.
So it's similar, but different life lessons are learned.
Okay.
So,
different.
I think they're going to successfully do that, though, because, like, for example, with Sleeping Beauty, they're making a movie about Prince Charming. I mean,
yeah, but okay.
Nobody wants to, in the Me Too movement age, nobody wants to see a guy come kiss a girl while she's asleep. So they're going to tell a whole different story about the guy, I guess, and they might tell us something about him. He's a valiant dude. He's gone through a lot of stuff, whatever. But
yeah, like,
discover this new person.
Give us that story. Don't give us, oh, well, blah, 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 blah. Sleeping Beauty, fell asleep and he fought the dragon. No, just give us him. Don't give us her. Give us just him. Or give us just her. Or give us someone else. Like, stop. Like, Beauty and the Beast, I loved it, but it was the same exact story. You knew exactly what was going to happen.
But see,
Emma Watson sold that movie.
But see, I think they're smart.
And that's another point. The casting
go ahead,
is also going to matter, right? Emma Watson sold that movie, like you said, especially since she was coming off the whole Harry Potter.
Well, that was a while ago, but yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, it was.
I mean, yes, that's where she got her.
Tessa Thompson is doing Lady and the Tramp.
Really?
Yes, she is. The ever beautiful, gorgeous. Oh my God! If I had met you in a different life, Tessa Thompson is going to be playing Lady and the Tramp. That catches my interest.
Is I don't really care what they do with the old cartoons. Just give us new everything. Don't not just reimagine. Give us a new story. Like I don't want Beauty and the Beast just from a different view, because it's still the same story. Like it doesn't matter whose eyes you're looking through. It's the same end goal, right? Give me something completely different. Like if you want to stay Beauty and the Beast, give me the bread maker. Like why the fuck was his wife so mad? Like why was she chasing him with the baguettes? Like come on, what happened? Tell that story, Disney.
Or Lion King where Simba dies.
You're welcome. Yeah, like Lion King Part 3, Simba gets run over. Just saying. Simba in the jungle. New
Snow
York
White and the
jungle,
Seven
concrete
Dwarfs.
jungle.
Snow
Okay,
White marries one of the little people.
yeah. Simba and the Seven Dwarves. All right, so let's wrap this up. Let's go through with one cartoon that we would love to see anyone remake into a live action. It can be a TV show cartoon or a movie cartoon.
So I'm gonna go. So I've got one they're already making that I'm very excited for, and one and I'm a sucker. I'm the opposite side of the fence of this. I love seeing these old Disney movies redone live action, even though it's the exact same story. As long as it is the exact same story, that's why I think Beauty and the Beast worked. Is because they said, "Hey, we are doing a live action Beauty and the Beast. We're not doing a live action. It's kind of Beauty and the Beast, but not really. We're doing it a little bit different just because we want to be edgy." It's like, no, we're doing Beauty and the Beast. We're gonna make it the same story. But we're going to give you some cool new songs. I'll give you a few new songs, give you some of the songs you loved. I'm down for this. So I'm incredibly excited to see what they do with Mulan, which everything I'm hearing coming out of the movie looks incredible. And then probably my second or third favorite Disney movie, I want to see them do Hercules. I'm a huge mythology buff, and I would love to see a live action. And it would be super easy to do a live action Hercules. It wouldn't take a whole lot.
You should listen to the Mythology podcast. I'm just saying, I've been listening to it. It's good.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a mythology podcast.
Dude, there's a
Yes,
podcast.
there's a mythology.
They literally break down every single god, Greek, Roman, Norse, everything.
That's pretty
And they
epic.
tell like all their stories. It's
Dude, I
really
saw something today. It was like, it's like, two geese together is a flock. Two sheep together is a herd. Two white people together is a podcast. So there's a podcast for everything.
We have two. We have two.
I'm officially white then.
I don't know, it was just funny to me. You get a group of people, it's a podcast. Anyway.
That's hilarious stuff. Well,
All right,
my cartoon I gotta see is probably gonna shock you guys. Then when I see it, you're gonna be like, yeah, heck yeah. I want to see Megas XLR as in live action. Like I want to see that. Like I'd love to see
What?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Megas XLR. You don't know what Megas is?
Yep.
This is a dude. This dude who's trying to make a car. He's trying to build a car from scrap, and then he discovers a space robot, one of the high-tech, futuristic.
Did you tell about Transformers?
No, a giant robot crashes.
Dude, is that Nigerian Transformers?
Can I finish this? How is it possible you guys don't know Megas XLR? Get out of here.
Never.
This thing crashes on Earth, and he basically discovers what it's apparently the most futuristic, high-tech weapon, and then he basically just builds a car right on top of the thing, and he sits in the car and drives it as a robot. The amazing thing about that is the alien race that comes trying to capture the thing spends their entire time, because they can't warp back out of Earth's atmosphere. So they keep trying to come back to get the damn robot, and he keeps kicking their asses with this hybridized car robot he's built. How is it possible you guys don't know Vegas XLR?
Dude, I'm looking at it right now. I've never seen this before.
No
It's literally Transformers if the rest of the Transformers never came. It's like if
It
Optimus Prime was
literally
the one to
has
show up.
dope song. We love giant robots. Like it's the most corny, amusing stuff you've ever seen.
Okay. So I think Tank did two, so I'm gonna do two. One that I would love a remake of, and one I just want to see. Okay. So the remake, because this is the Nerds from Work, right? And we all know my favorite Disney movie, Big Hero 6.
Ooh.
I think a live action Big Hero 6 would be so good.
Dude, that would be sick as shit.
Like a live action Baymax. Can you imagine?
Dude, Sandstorm Tokyo, bro. Oh, that shit would be sick. Oh, dude, you got me hyped now. Just by mentioning
That wouldn't be that far out.
No,
Like
it really wouldn't be that hard to do.
Do that.
Yeah, easy,
Like that one's not hard.
dude.
That one would be so cool.
Especially
in this whole, like, I don't know, guys, maybe like 3rd, 4th phase Marvel. We get a Big Hero 6. It's Marvel.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so because I just saw Alita Battle Angel,
Yes.
Did you
I'll get to that. I totally could see Baymax and the whole Big Hero 6 world, because that's pretty much that world. If
Right.
you Alita Battle Angel, that could pretty much be the Big Heroes. You could just switch out a few characters. That's Big Hero 6.
Dope. Okay.
That world could be the same world. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see that. I can absolutely see that in real world. Like I can see that.
I'm all giddy about it.
Bro, dude, that'd be so sick. Oh,
That would be so good.
you got me on that one.
But back to the movie. Did I
Okay.
enjoy it? Yes, I went to see it with my wife.
Okay,
Loved it.
that's a whole episode worth. I was just curious if you liked it.
On the other show that's actually
Didn't
a
like
90s
Andy.
cartoon. That's actually a cartoon that I want to see live action. I don't know if you guys have seen this or not. Gargoyles.
Okay, old
It
school.
used to be on
What
Disney.
the hell is that?
It's an old Disney cartoon. They should do what is it? Street Sharks? Isn't that what it's called?
Ooh, Street Sharks. I used to watch Street Sharks. I don't think we could get a Street Shark.
Samurai Ninja Cats.
No, can't get that one either.
What
Samurai
about
Ninja Pizza Cats? No.
Samurai Pizza Ninja Cats? What about the two cat guys that fly jets?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The
Samurai
Tom
something.
Cats.
Yeah.
The Fly Cats, something like that.
Something
yeah.
like that.
And you guys don't know Megas XLR.
No. But what I'm saying is Gargoyles, that one wouldn't be that far, right? Like that's not far fetched. Just a little CGI. I mean, you guys make Hellboy, right? So,
A little CGI.
okay. But it would just be like basically a little bit past.
I think
Not even past Hellboy, really, because he's got a whole team at the bureau, right? So it's like just the Gargoyles guarding New York. I would love to see that, but one that I would love to see a remake of would be Big Hero 6.
Dude, that would be sick as shit.
Megas.
Just saying.
Either way.
But anyway, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for us here at the Nerds from Work. Tank, tell them where to find you.
Yo, you guys can find me all over the internet at The Caped Critic. Like we said at the top, tune in March 5th, twitch.tv/TheNerdsFromWork. We're going to be on our YouTube channel. Will be live as well. It's going to be a fun time. Make sure you stick around and hang out with us. Come in the chat.
Root, tell them where to find you.
You can find me at the Niger Nerd everywhere on social media, hanging out, chilling, probably giving
Relaxing all cool, playing some Bebo outside. Sorry.
You can
And
find
these
me in the
couple of
club. Bottle full of bub. Mama, I got what you need if you need it. Just kidding. You guys can find me at Houdini0333 at Twitter and Instagram. And hey, we're gonna go live. Gonna be on Twitch. Gonna be on something else, maybe. I don't know the editing things. I
It'll
just
be
do
Twitch. We'll be live on Twitch and YouTube.
Boom. Ow, my mic keeps shocking me. Okay, so yeah, you guys can catch us at The Nerds From Work at YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud. You can catch us on Instagram and Twitter at Nerds From Work. You can catch us at TheNerdsFromWork.com and on our Patreon, where you can support us for less than what do we want to say this time?
Less than a gordita crunch.
Less than preparation H. So if you've got hemorrhoids, let those things go and just support us on Patreon. Weird, right? Yeah, now that thought's in your mind, guys, please tune in. It's going to be awesome. Check out all the new stuff that we've got coming up. And hey, from all of us here at the workplace, peace.